Hey everyone, this is Martina Bex from the Comprehensible Classroom, and I am recording this video to go along with post number 2 in my blog series, Dip Your Toes in CI. This series is intended for teachers that have heard about TPRS and comprehensible input methods of teaching, and they want to try it, but are not ready to just go full on CI all the time. So this post series is going to give you some strategies that you can use to bring comprehensible input lessons into whatever curriculum you're using. So this post is about reading a text aloud with your students in the target language, and it's a really easy way to just bring some CI into your class. You want to choose a text that is really simple, that is at your students' level. I should say it's simple if your students are at a simple level. If your students are advanced, then you need to choose an advanced text. Point being, the text should be at or just above your students' current level of proficiency. So today I've chosen a really simple reading that you might have seen before. I've used it in different presentations that I've made around the country, and I also shared it in a classroom management worksheet on the blog that was inspired by Jillian Barros. But I wrote this after the infamous Harambe incident that teachers just love to talk about because their students have so many opinions. Um, so this is a really basic reading, and I would use this in the first few weeks of the school year with students in Spanish 1. It has really simple language, very limited vocabulary, and there's lots of cognates. And so keeping that in mind, the strategies that I'm going to employ when I show you how I would read this aloud with my students are going to be strategies that I would use for students really early in the school year. And one thing that's always a little bit controversial is the use of translation. And so I am going to use some translation um, because it is a great way for me to know that I know that I know that my students understand the text, but I'm also going to use a lot of other things to check that they're understanding. And as the year goes on, I would translate less and less. So some key things to look for as I go through this: translation, clarification of meaning, um, like clarifying questions, comprehension questions, and personalized questions. And for more on those strategies and how and why I use them, please see the corresponding blog post, post number 2 in the series, Dip Your Toes in CI. So without further ado, I would begin by projecting this text to my students, and this would be an unfamiliar text, one that they have not seen before. And I would start by saying, um, by asking my students to translate the first sentence into English for me. So first I would read it and I would say, clase, hay una familia. And since it's the beginning of the year, I would go really slow and I would point to each word as I read it. Hay una familia. Then I would ask a clarifying question. Clase, ¿hay una familia o hay dos familias? And then I wait for them to respond. Una, sí, hay una familia. Let's translate that sentence. There is a family. And they would all translate it with me. Excelente clase. Hay una familia. Hay 4 personas en la familia. Ah. And right now, I would only have my students listen. I would not have them read along with me. The reason being that it is very early in the year in Spanish 1, and they do not know how to pronounce words super well yet. So instead of having them fumble through it, I would prefer that they just listen to me, let those words soak into their consciousness, and as the year rolls on, they'll be reading along with me. But right now, I just want them to listen. So I would say, like I just did. I wouldn't say it again, but hay cuatro personas en la familia. Then this time, I'm not going to ask them to translate this sentence because it's almost the same as the first sentence. Just a little bit more detail. So instead, I'm going to ask a clarifying question. I'll say, clase, hay cuatro personas en la familia. ¿Cuántas? And if I had a question word poster for how many, that's cuántas, I would point to it. So I point to ¿cuántas personas hay en la familia? Levanta la mano. I might tell them to raise their hand. Okay, and I would wait for everybody to raise their hands. Okay, todos juntos. I would signal for everybody to respond together. It's funny, I'm like signaling to myself over here, but you can't see me. And they would say, cuatro. And I would say, excelente clase. Sí, hay cuatro personas en la familia. And then I might count on my hands. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Hay cuatro personas en la familia. And I'm holding up the number of fingers. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Hay cuatro personas en la familia. This might feel painstakingly slow, but remember, these are students right at the beginning of the year, and it cannot be too slow, I'm promising you. So, yeah, we're already to the end of the second sentence, but before we move on, I want to ask a personalized question. So I might ask a pointed question to a student in my class that I know knows the answer or understands this question. So I might say, Jay Sean, ¿cuántas, again pointing to the how many poster, cuántas personas hay en tu familia? How many people are there in your family? I wouldn't translate that for him, but I'm doing it for you in case you don't speak Spanish. And Jay Sean might say siete, or he might hold up 7 fingers because he doesn't know how to say siete yet. I say, siete, clase. Hay 7 personas en la familia de Jay Sean. Hay 7 personas en la familia de Jay Sean. So now I'm just repeating his answer in a complete sentence. And then I would reflect that question to the rest of the class. Clase, ¿quién más tiene 7 personas en su familia? ¿Quién tiene 7 personas en su familia? Okay, who else has 7 people in their family? And I wouldn't repeat the question in English. I'm just saying that for you because you might not speak Spanish. And then another student may raise their hands. John tiene 7 personas en su familia. Hay 7 personas en la familia de John. Hay 7 personas en la familia de Jay Sean. Y hay 7 personas en la familia de John. ¿Quién más tiene 7 personas en su familia? Who else has 7 people in their family? Again, I wouldn't translate the question. I'm just doing that for you. And you may have noticed I brought in the word tiene, has. And if my students didn't already know that word, I would translate it on the board. I would write tiene in black and has next to it in blue in English. And then I would point to that whenever I'm using it. And then I might ask a different question. ¿Quién en esta clase, who in this class, tiene 4 personas en su familia? I would ask who in the class has 4 people in their family. And a bunch of students might ask, excelente, Margarita, ¿hay 4 personas en tu familia? Muy bien. I'm trying to think of my former students' names. It's been a few years. Tiani, hay 4 personas en tu familia? Muy bien. And then we go through, talk about the numbers, and then I could say something like, hay 10 estudiantes en la clase de español con 4 personas en su familia. There's 10 students in Spanish class with 4 people in their family. Okay, wow, holy cow, that took us forever to get through the first 2 sentences. That is okay. All right, we're going to continue. I feel like I've talked about this sentence enough with my students. All right, so I would say clase, escuchen, listen. Hay una mamá en la familia. Hay una mamá en la familia. Hay 3 niños en la familia. Clase, ¿qué significa niños en inglés? Levanta la mano si tú lo sabes. So, what does niños mean in English? That's the question I just asked them in Spanish. And then I told them to raise their hand if they know. So I'm going to look around, look for someone who I know is going to get this right. And yes, it's children. So I say, sí, excelente. Niños significa children en inglés. Vamos a traducir esta oración. Let's translate the sentence. Okay. And there are 3 children in the family. Excelente clase. Hay 3 niños en la familia. And then I could ask another clarifying question, because this niños word is presumably new to my students. Hay 3 niños en la familia, o hay 3 elefantes en la familia. Okay, and they would say niños, and I'd say sí. No hay 3 elefantes en la familia, hay 3 niños en la familia. Hay 3 niños en la familia, o hay 4 niños en la familia. Sí, hay 3 niños en la familia. ¿Cuántos niños hay en la familia? I asked them, how many children are there in the family? Excelente, sí, hay 3 niños en la familia. Hay 3. And those questions sound really annoying for someone that already knows the language, but in my experience as a language learner in different classes, like I've been in Japanese demos, Russian, Mandarin, those repetitions, those clarifying questions feel so comforting to me, and I love them, and I need them to just like almost bring down my blood pressure. Like when you first hear a new sentence, you're not exactly sure what it means, and then the teacher takes the time to ask some questions about it in the target language. And each time you're hearing those words over and over and over, it feels good and comforting to me. And so as a teacher, I try to remember that, and especially at the beginning of the year, I ask a lot of those questions. Further on in the year, you can move a lot faster. You don't need to stop and ask questions about every sentence, but keep in mind, this reading is really basic. I'd be using it at the beginning of Spanish 1. All right, so we've asked tons of questions about that sentence. Everybody's clear. We've got 3 children in the family, and now we're going to move on to the next sentence. All right, so I would say, clase, escuchen. Class, listen. Un niño tiene 5 años. Okay. Un niño en la familia tiene 5 años. Now, they might not remember immediately what tiene 5 años means. It means has 5 years or is 5 years old. So at this point, I might ask someone in the class a personalized question. I would say, Felicia, ¿cuántos años tienes tú? How old are you? Tú tienes 13 años, and I might write 13 up on the board in case we don't know our numbers yet. O tú tienes 14 años, and I might write 14 up. Felicia, tú tienes 13 años, pointing at the 13. O tú tienes 14 años, pointing at the 14. And Felicia would say, 13. Ah, wow. Felicia, tú tienes 13 años. Un niño en la familia tiene 5 años. El niño no tiene 13 años. El niño tiene 5 años. Felicia tiene 13 años. El niño tiene 5 años. Hay 3 niños en la familia. So now I remind the students there's 3 children in the family. Hay 3 niños en la familia. Un niño tiene 5 años. Can someone tell me what that means in English? Miss Max, it means he's 5 years old. Oh, excelente, fenomenal, wow, fenomenal. And then I would say, un niño tiene 4 años. Un niño en la familia tiene 5 años. Un niño tiene 4 años. And each time that I read a number word, I'm holding up that number of fingers on my hand. So one child is 5, one child is 4. Hay 3 niños en la familia. Un niño tiene 5 años, 5 fingers. Un niño tiene 4 años. Y hay una niña. La niña tiene 3 años. Now I might ask a little question about grammar. So I could say, in English, this would be, I might say, hey, so this one says niño, this one says niña. What do you think the difference is between those 2 words? I think the niña means little girl. Hey, wow, you're so smart. Excelente, muy bien. Okay, la niña is a little girl. La niña en la familia tiene 3 años. Un niño tiene 5 años. Un niño tiene 4 años. Y una niña, la niña, tiene 3 años. La niña es la bebé. So there I might interject a little bit of extra language. The little girl is the baby. Es la bebé de la familia. Okay. Los niños quieren visitar el zoológico. Now what you didn't see is when I said quieren, I did my little gesture for wants, which I have my hands out in front of me and my palms are facing up and I'm wiggling my fingers like, ooh, I want it so bad. Gimme, gimme, gimme. So I say, los niños, the children, quieren visitar el zoológico. Los niños quieren, I'm gesturing, visitar el zoológico. Let's read that one together in English. Can you guys translate it for me? The children want to visit the zoo. Excelente. Clase. Los niños quieren visitar el zoológico. Sí, los niños quieren visitar el zoológico. Los niños quieren visitar el restaurante. No quieren visitar el restaurante. Quieren visitar el zoológico. Could someone tell me which part of that sentence means wants? Okay, a bunch of hands are raised. I'm going to call on Eric. Sí, Eric, excelente. Quieren is the part of that sentence that means wants. Fenomenal. Los niños quieren visitar el zoológico. And then I might ask a refresher question. ¿Cuántos niños hay en la familia? Sí, hay 3 niños en la familia. Los 3, I'm holding up the number 3, niños quieren visitar el zoológico. Okay. La mamá quiere visitar el zoológico también. Los niños quieren visitar el zoológico y la mamá quiere visitar el zoológico también. Okay, everybody close your eyes. This is where I do a little comprehension drill. Close your eyes. Okay, raise your hand if you think that the children want to visit the zoo. Raise your hand if you think that the mom wants to visit the zoo. Raise your hand if you think the whole family wants to visit the zoo. Yeah, great job. Okay, and that way I can just see a really quick read on. Obviously, it's imperfect because kids can hear hands being raised, but it's a good way to get a little bit of a quick read on my students' comprehension. And then I might ask a personalized question. So I'll say, Cayman, ¿tú quieres visitar el zoológico? Cayman might say, sí. Oh, Cayman, ¿hay un zoológico en Anchorage? Is there a zoo in Anchorage? And that sentence, they should totally be able to understand. That's all words from this reading, and presumably we've already worked with them in class anyway. ¿Hay un zoológico en Anchorage? Is there a zoo in Anchorage? And they would say, sí. And I would say, Cayman, ¿tú quieres visitar el zoológico de Anchorage? Do you want to visit the zoo in Anchorage? And Cayman would say, sí. And I would say, oh, clase, Cayman quiere visitar el zoológico de Anchorage. Cayman, ¿tú quieres visitar otro zoológico? Do you want to visit another zoo? And Cayman might say, sí. And I say, oh, Cayman, ¿qué zoológico quieres visitar? San Diego. ¿Tú quieres visitar el zoológico de San Diego? Cayman, ¿por qué? I would point to the por qué sign. And Cayman would say, and he might not know how to say anything in Spanish, so he might say, it's really big. Oh, Cayman, ¿tú quieres visitar el zoológico de San Diego? Porque el zoológico de San Diego es muy grande. Oh, hay otro estudiante en la clase que quiera visitar el zoológico de San Diego. And if you'll notice, there's a little bit of subjunctive in there. That's okay. The students will not get confused by that. It sounds almost the same. You don't have to shy away from structures just because students haven't been formally introduced to them. You should use the language naturally. So then we talk about everybody that wants to go to San Diego Zoo. And then finally, we might move on. Okay, so we're done talking about the students in the class, and I would remind students, okay, los niños de esta familia quieren visitar el zoológico y la mamá quiere visitar el zoológico también. La mamá quiere visitar el zoológico porque le gustan los niños y los niños quieren visitar el zoológico. Wow, guys, that is a super long sentence. Let's read that together in English. The mom wants to visit the zoo because she likes the children and the children want to visit the zoo. Now, when I do that with my class, I'm going to go really slow, and some kids are going to not say a word right away because they're not sure, but you'll find that enough students in the class are going to know what the words are, that everyone else, that someone will be saying the correct word, and everyone else will hear the correct word in that way. So it's a good way. I find translation is a good way to help students to understand long sentences, and then I can go back and ask questions about it. So I'm establishing meaning with the mass translation, and if people really stumble on it, then I jump in and I would just tell them, oh yeah, le gustan means likes, but now I can go back and ask questions about it. So now I would say, okay, clase, los niños quieren visitar el zoológico. La mamá quiere visitar el zoológico. La mamá quiere visitar el zoológico. ¿Por qué? And I just ask why, and I pointed to my why poster. ¿Por qué quiere visitar el zoológico la mamá? La mamá quiere visitar el zoológico porque hay un cocodrilo en el zoológico. Does the mom want to visit the zoo because there's a crocodile there? No, no quiere visitar el zoológico porque hay un cocodrilo en el zoológico. Quiere visitar el zoológico porque sus niños quieren visitar el zoológico. Okay, and then this is kind of a tricky sentence, so I would tell my class, all right, in English, I would say, all right, guys, think, don't say. That's a great line. Think, don't say. And I say it in English. Think, don't say. Why does the mom want to visit the zoo? Okay, my kids are all thinking about it. ¿Por qué la mamá quiere visitar el zoológico? ¿Por qué quiere visitar el zoológico? La mamá. Ask it a couple times while they're thinking. All right. I'll say, okay, raise your hand if you think you know. Call on someone you know can get the answer right. Okay, Cheyenne. Oh, she wants to visit the zoo because her kids want to visit the zoo. Yeah. Ella es una madre buena. Es una buena madre. Ella, la mamá, quiere visitar el zoológico porque los niños quieren visitar el zoológico. A la mamá le gustan, I'm holding my fingers for likes, like thumbs up. A la mamá le gustan los niños y la mamá quiere visitar el zoológico porque, porque los niños quieren visitar el zoológico. Then we would continue. Or actually, probably I would ask a question about likes. So I'd say, which part of this sentence means likes? Yeah, le gustan. Le gustan means likes. And then I might ask some more questions about that. Actually, I might say, I'm trying to think of one. Sia, ¿a ti te gustan los niños? Do you like children? ¿A ti te gustan los niños? I wouldn't translate the question. And Sia would say, sí. I say, clase, a Sia le gustan los niños. Timothy, ¿a ti te gustan los niños? No, no te gustan los niños. And then I go around and ask the class, who in the class likes kids? Okay. And then I might ask them why, like, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué no te gustan los niños? But I might not. Then we would continue. Okay, clase. Un niño en la familia dice, and I'm gesturing for dice, un niño dice, mamá, hay un gorila en el zoológico de Cincinnati. Hay un gorila en el zoológico de Cincinnati. Wow, clase. El niño dice, mamá, hay un gorila en el zoológico de Cincinnati. ¿Hay un gorila o hay 3 gorilas? Hay un gorila. Hay un gorila en el zoológico de Cincinnati. And frankly, at this point, I'm pretty confident that my students understand that sentence. So I'm not really going to ask questions about it. I'm just going to keep working through the story at this point. Me gustan los gorilas. Oh, let's read that sentence aloud in English. I like gorillas. It's okay that you're not translating this word for word accurately in Spanish. Like in Spanish, you'd be like, gorillas are pleasing to me. But you can just say, I like gorillas. Wow, sí. And then you could ask your students, ¿a ti te gustan los gorilas? ¿A ti te gustan los gorilas? Do you like girls? Do you like girls? Or you could ask, ¿qué animales te gustan? What animals are pleasing to you? Which animals do you like? ¿Qué animales te gustan? Oh, las vacas. Sí. ¿A ti te gustan las vacas? ¿No te gustan los gorilas? You don't like gorillas? ¿Te gustan las vacas? Wow, okay. And then the niño says, quiero ir al zoológico para visitar el gorila. And then I would ask some clarifying questions. I would say, clase, ¿el niño quiere visitar el zoológico? Sí, el niño quiere visitar el zoológico. ¿El niño quiere visitar el gorila? Sí, el niño quiere visitar el gorila. Hmm. Then what's this word right here? Does anybody know this is different? It doesn't say quiero visitar el zoológico. It says quiero ir al zoológico. Does anyone have a guess what that word might mean in English? Yeah, it means to go. Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to go. Quiero ir al zoológico para visitar el gorila. Y la mamá dice, está bien. Perfecto. La mamá dice, está bien. Vamos al zoológico de Cincinnati y visitamos el gorila. Um, so I'm not going to keep going so that this doesn't get super duper long. So I'll just stop there, and hopefully you guys got a good taste for how I might read aloud a text with my class in the beginning of Spanish 1. There were a lot of breaks in that because I was doing a lot of teacher talk for you guys. But hopefully it was a little bit helpful. And the very best thing for you to do would be to find a teacher near you that you can go and observe and have it be on a day when they're reading with their students, which many of us that are committed to using comprehensible input strategies in our classes are reading aloud with them just about every day. So it shouldn't be too hard. And with that, I'm going to peace out. Make sure you guys read this post number 2 in the Dip Your Toes in CI series, so that you can read some more of my thoughts about what I did in this video and how I read with my classes. Toodaloo!